Hey guys, it's Clockwork Music, and I haven't really uploaded a video properly in a long time. Quite a lot of my videos I've been uploading recently have been like versions of old videos I've done, which I've compiled into other videos. So we've got my 2024 like ranking of like the best song on every Beatles album, and then I compile it together to make the best Beatles album. So this is 2024. So last year in 2023, it was interesting, really, because my opinions were decent, and I'd been listening to the Beatles for at least 10 years at that point. But I still think that my opinions probably weren't the greatest. I mean, opinions are, I mean, it's yours. It's like you can't really like rank them. But I definitely think that I've improved since then, and I've liked songs more than I have last year. So, for example, songs like Free as a Bird, last year I hated that song, and I don't know why. But this year I love it so much, and I listen to it all the time now. So this is how the format works for the video. 14 songs, basically there's 13 albums, 14 songs because there's 2 songs from the White Album. I saw a comment last year which was saying I should choose one from one half of the album and one from the other half, so I've done that. And the format is just what you can see on the screen, and I've done a video on this last year, so you should check that out. So let's start. Firstly, please please me, this is different from last year. Last year I had I Saw Her Standing There as my number 1. I really love I Saw Her Standing There. It's my favourite song to play on guitar. It's really easy to play on guitar. But please please me, I don't know. I've been listening to it so much recently, and I just think it's a great song. I mean, the title track, it's just a really really nice song. The harmonies, and I can play it on guitar as well. But yeah, I've just changed it. I don't really know why. It's just these early Beatles ones are a bit harder to choose because, not that they all sound similar, they're all just a similar style. So let's move on to the next album. So we got With the Beatles next. I think it's I'd say maybe an improvement from the last album. They're both pretty similar. And I've gone with It Won't Be Long. This is definitely different from last year, because last year I said Till There Was You. And that was very controversial in the comments, because people said, oh, it's a cover, you can't like that song, you've got to like pick a song which was the Beatles. So I've gone with It Won't Be Long. Very energetic song. Every time I listen to this song, I just immediately start singing it. It's just an amazing feel-good song. So fast-paced, and it's just a great song, honestly. I mean, the ones on the left you can see are some of my other favourites, and yeah. I mean, on this album, I love basically every song except Little Child. I think it's a great album, really. Yeah. Next, we've got A Hard Day's Night. Definitely a step up from the first 2 albums. I think this is the one with all original songs. And I've gone with I'm Happy Just to Dance With You. I think that might be quite controversial. I think it's popular among people. I think people who like George Harrison definitely will like this song. But I love George's voice on this song. It's a really really nice song. I mean, I don't think George wrote it, but it's just a really nice song for George's vocals. I'm quite disappointed that there's not really like a guitar solo in it, but I mean it is George singing on the song, so I don't think he'd be playing lead guitar very well. But I remember watching this on A Hard Day's Night in the film, and I love the instrumental, like the orchestral version of it in the film. But yeah, this is such a tough album. I mean, last year, I would probably say From Any Time at All to I'll Be Back, I didn't know those songs at all very well. And I said You Can't Do That is one of my least favourites, but nowadays, I definitely love The Other Side as well. Like, You Can't Do That is a great song. But you can see that last year my opinions were definitely different. I apologise if I'm speaking a bit fast, it is quite late. And I'm not that I'm trying to get through it, it's just I'm panicking a bit. I haven't recorded a video in so long. Next, a bit of a downgrade. We've got Beatles for Sale. Last year I said 8 Days a Week was the best song on the album, and I still stand by that. I will go through the track listing because it's a bit of a weak album. No Reply. I'm not really a big fan of it, and I'm a Loser, I'm not a big fan of it. Actually, I do love I'm a Loser, but No Reply I'm not a big fan of. Babies in Black, I just don't like it. Rock and Roll Music, I don't like. I'll Follow the Sun is a great song. I love Mr. Moonlight. Kansas City's alright. 8 Days a Week obviously is the best. Words of Love, I love that because it's a great Buddy Holly song. Honey Don't, I like Ringo on it, it's a nice Perkins song. Every Little Thing, great song. I Don't Want to Spoil the Party, it's alright. What You're Doing is a great song, and Everyone's Trying to Be My Baby is a nice George song. It's a weak album, it's a really weak album. But 8 Days a Week is just very iconic. I love the opening, and I recently learned it on lead guitar, which I really like. So yeah. Next, we have Help, which is definitely an upgrade. I mean, apart from the 2 covers on the album, it's a really good album. So I have gone with Yesterday, yet again. It was between this and Ticket to Ride. But from over the last year since I recorded that other video, I've definitely changed my opinions on the album a bit. Yesterday is iconic, I'll just say that. I mean, what else is to say about Yesterday except it's a masterpiece. It's a beautiful song. McCartney just created an amazing song there. But what I will say about the other side of the album is last year I knew the songs on the other side, but songs like Act Naturally, I didn't mind, but now I love. It's Only Love, I love that song. You Like Me Too Much, a great Harrison song. Tell Me What You See, it's okay. I've Just Seen Her Face, great song. Yesterday, obviously. And Dizzy Miss Lizzy, I now really hate. I think it would have been a great ender to end on Yesterday, because, I mean, it'd be a bit of an emotional end for the Beatles, and it's a bit corny, probably, to end on Yesterday, but I think Dizzy Miss Lizzy just makes it even worse right at the end. But last year, I said that Dizzy Miss Lizzy wasn't my least favourite, but now it is. So I will bring my worst Beatles album out soon, so please don't worry. Next, Rubber Soul, nothing has changed. I still love In My Life. This will always be my favourite song on the album. No matter what you ask me, I will always love this album. Love this song. But speaking of the album, I absolutely adore this album. There is not a single song on this album I dislike. I would say What Goes On it's not the greatest song, I'll say that. But I like it. I mean, last year I did an album video where I said What Goes On isn't my least favourite on the album, and everyone went, no, that's not right. And I think I said Wait was the worst one on the album, which I'm not sure why I said that. But I would say it's the worst now is What Goes On. But what a track listing, I mean. Last year I probably knew a couple, but You Won't See Me, it's become one of my favourites. Think For Yourself, The Word, I'm Looking Through You, Where If I Needed Someone is an amazing song, I learned that on guitar. Run For Your Life, it's alright, I don't like the lyrics, but it's a good song. Next, Revolver. Still probably my favourite Beatles album, and my favourite song has changed. It is now Tomorrow Never Knows, and as you can see above it, it says a masterpiece by Paul, which isn't true. That's from my last year's ranking when I put Here, There and Everywhere. But recently I have been listening to a lot more psychedelic songs by the Beatles. I mean, I've known about the psychedelic parts of the Beatles for years, but Tomorrow Never Knows is one of those songs I can listen to no matter what. I think a lot of people who are casual listeners of the Beatles might not like it, but it is an absolute amazing psychedelic masterpiece, and I think John wrote it. Let me check. It's Lennon and McCartney, but I'm guessing it was heavily inspired by John. So yeah, that's it for the album. I still love it. Nothing has really changed. I have always loved this album. And yeah. Next, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Arguably the best. Probably my third favourite album. I don't know why, I just love it. But it has stayed Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. A lot of people recently said that they disagreed and they didn't think that Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds was the best. And a lot of people say A Day in the Life is the best, but in my opinion, I absolutely love A Day in the Life. I listen to it all the time. It's a masterpiece, really. It's genuinely crazy, and you cannot put it into words how good the song actually is. But Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds is the song which I have loved since I was 5 years old. I was listening to that stuff in primary school, and when I went to my grandparents' house on CD. I have always loved this song, and I must have listened to it thousands of times. And that sound in the opening will never ever leave my head. So yeah, I will never not like Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. But I definitely got a lot more songs on this album, like Lovely Rita. Last year I wasn't the biggest fan of, and now I love it. I mean, I don't hate any Beatles songs really ever. Next, we got Magical Mystery Tour, which I have done a story on, but I deleted the video, which was very stupid, so I will redo that. Yeah, by the way, I will just plug some other videos I've done. If you like all the Beatles albums, I have done Beatles stories, and the story of the album and how they were made and how they did in the charts, and I've done basically every album except this one, so if you want to go check them out, go check on my channel. And seeing as we're about halfway through, can you drop a sub and a like, because I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, subscribe and like, because, yeah, I've had some really good support on here recently, and I really appreciate it. So, Magical Mystery Tour. I've gone with Strawberry Fields Forever. That was the same as last year, I think. It's very close between Penny Lane, as I said last year, but Strawberry Fields Forever is a masterpiece, and I just think it's insane. What a great song. I don't think there's a better song than that, really, in their entire catalogue. It is an amazing masterpiece by John Lennon, and I saw a video of him playing it on I don't know when it was, in something like 1964 he was playing it, and it's just amazing how it evolved, and it's just become this masterpiece. So yeah, I mean, this album is a great album. Bit of a weird one, but I've warmed quite a lot of the songs on there, like Blue Jay Way and Baby You're a Rich Man. So yeah. Next, we have the White Album, or The Beatles. Basically, this has changed very different over the last year. I will go through the entire track listing, because I feel like it, you know. Back in the USSR, always loved it. Dear Prudence, it's up there, best song. Glass Onion, love it. Obladi Oblada, love it. Wild Honey Pie, no thank you. Bungalow Bill, love it. While My Guitar Gently Weeps, love it. Happiness is a Warm Gun. Actually, no, I love all these songs. I will tell you ones I don't like. Why Don't We Do It in the Road? I'm just not a big fan of it. Mother Nature's Son, I don't listen to it enough, but I love it. Long, 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 I don't listen to it enough. Revolution 1, I'm just not a big fan of. Savoy Truffle, I don't listen to much. Revolution 9, no thank you. I've chosen Dear Prudence, some amazing guitar work. I know John Lennon, it was inspired by Donovan, and it was taught a guitar picking method for Dear Prudence. It's an amazing song. I just love it. Helter Skelter, I'll tell you the story of this. I never really liked this song. I don't know why. I never was a heavy metal guy. But some guy in class played it because he knew I liked Beatles. And I fell in love with the song, and I listen to it all the time when I'm walking home. So yeah, that is the White Album. Amazing album. Next up, we have Yellow Submarine. Not really an album, like I said last year. It's just a bit of a soundtrack. I have kind of just ignored all the songs on the other side. Hey Bulldog is the best song. I think most people would agree with it. I don't really count Yellow Submarine or All You Need Is Love because they've already been on albums. Hey Bulldog is an amazing song. Best riff, some really weird noises in the song. It's just an amazing song all round. Abbey Road, I just love this album. I don't know how I thought of it last year because I can't really remember what I said about it, but this is, I can't choose over Revolver in this album. They're both my favourites. I've gone with Something. I learned the solo on this song the other day for guitar, and it's just an amazing song, really, isn't it? I mean, I've been reading a book about Pattie Boyd, and wow, I mean, it's just an amazing song, really, isn't it? I mean, I think this is my favourite Beatles song of all time. I mean, it's just a beautiful song. I mean, this album is just beautiful in itself. So yeah, I think I said the same last year, but yeah, self-explanatory, it's an amazing song. Let It Be, the last album released. I'm not sure in the canon of the Beatles if it's the last one. Abbey Road might be, but I've gone with I've Got a Feeling. Probably a bit controversial. A lot of people say Get Back, Let It Be, The Long and Winding Road, Across the Universe, but I've gone with I Got a Feeling. I love it. I love the riff. I've learnt the riff. I need to stop talking about the guitar, but I've learnt the riff. I love the riff. I love how John and Paul go between singing with each other, and it's just an amazing song. It's quite a beautiful, it's just a really beautiful song. Wait, I've got a feeling deep inside. Yeah, they do. The vocals do go over each other. Sorry, I needed to remember it. I was thinking about Two of Us, but yeah, I've Got a Feeling. Amazing song. And this album, I don't hear any of the songs, which is weird. I mean, they've got some odd songs in there like Dig It and Dig a Pony and For You Blue, not For You Blue, sorry, and Maggie May, but I still love it. So yeah, that is my album. Oh my goodness me. Let me go back a slide. That was my last year's ranking. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this ranking video. It's a bit less formal than normal. Normally I'd have sharp cuts and transitions between every album, but I just thought I kind of wanted to fill people in on what I was feeling about the albums. I know, obviously a lot of people won't care what I think about the albums, but I do. And I wanted to give an update because a lot of my old videos are getting attention and people are looking at them and being like, what is this opinion on this album? Why have you said that Dizzy Miss Lizzy is the best song on the album? But I just wanted to fill you in on what I feel about the albums. So yeah, in the comments below, let me know what your favourite song is on each album. What would your ultimate album be? What is your favourite album? Who's your favourite Beatle? And drop a sub and a like and drop any comment. Anything would be nice. I always respond to them, always. So yeah, thank you for watching and goodbye.